So this is the layout, and you will be given the dimensions on screen. Alright, so now we'll get on with the build. So first of all, what you want to do is just place one layer of white concrete on each of the dotted lines here. And on this block, we will just add one oak plank and we'll add the oak door there. Back here, we can add a spruce door or any other door that you wish. So now, what we will do is raise this wall by 3. So it should be 4 tall. And do it to the whole wall. Right, so over here we can just add another door over part here and simple white concrete there and join that part. Here we can raise this as well by 3. So you have that wall, and here ignore that part for now, and you just raise this all the way up as well by 3 for now. Alright, so now once again from up here we want to add 4 more blocks and make it go 9 across like that. So in total this part will be 10 blocks long. Now raise this entire wall back here to match the frame. And leave off the roof part for now. So what we will do now is take our oak planks, raise it up like this all the way to the white concrete. Now we will need some black stained glass. So we will take the 4 black stained glass blocks and raise it up until the top. So next, over here we can add some black stained glass as well. now we will take our gray concrete and just above here add a line. And in fact, we will have one block in front. Have a line just like this up to there, and we will take this all the way until this concrete bit here. We'll bring it back all the way until that wall. In fact, we will make it one block shorter. Now we will raise these two parts here by 8 blocks in total, and we will just build these two up back until the oak planks where that originally started. So this will be our general design, and what we can do is just raise the walls over here with the black concrete. Okay, so that is the entire part done. Now over here, what we will do is take our polished diorite, one block behind the gray concrete, and we will just add a little section like this. It will be 3 blocks here, and we will just raise this all the way up to the top like so. Actually, we'll also remove one block there. Now what we will do is simply just fill out the white concrete over here in a line. So now what we will do is simply fill out this entire section. We just make a simple frame for now, saying the dimensions of it, and do the same over here, but end it when it meets the white concrete. And you can in fact raise this up as well for now. Over back here, what we can do is simply raise up the white concrete and just create a little frame like this. When building modern houses, it's really important that we incorporate these little frames. In fact, we can come over here, add a little bit of a white concrete pillar that can act as a little back support over there. So now what we will do is simply take our oak planks and fill this part up all the way, including there, and this can in fact go all the way up top for there. Over here, what we can do is just punch a little hole here and place it around. And we can add some acacia doors like so, and this will become like a little balcony area. Now with our black stained glass paints, we can simply add a little glass railing for our balcony area. And that is our finish. So now what we will do is simply, first of all, we'll do that so we can see how it is. And over here, make sure you leave 4 blocks away, and we will just take this oak all the way to the end to this side. And what we will do is fill this completely in, as this will be the roof of the interior of the building once we're actually inside. Just like so. In fact, over here we can add the same oak planks yet again, and we can in fact just fill in this entire roof. So you should have something like looking like this for now. So over here what we will do, in fact we can just remove those four altogether, and you can extend the gray concrete all the way to the back like this, and you can also just add a little bit here. In fact, if you want to, you can just completely cover up this part. So now over here we will take some dark oak trapdoors, and all we're going to do is we can have some temporary blocks like so, and all we're just going to do is add the trapdoors like this, and then on this side we'll do the same, and we'll create a little brown kind of support structure. Again, leave a block there, just basically leave two blocks like this, and we can add trapdoors. Basically, you want to keep these supports every one block apart. Like this. So just place these supports one block apart, and it's fine if it goes there. Now we'll continue the dark oak trapdoors. So we will just continue like there. And that adds a pretty interesting modern look to that outdoor area. So over here, what we can do is just simply just take our white concrete and replace this entire oak plank part like this with concrete and base and this part as well. So now we will take some oak slabs. The reason we're not doing full blocks is that down here in this floor it doesn't look as cramped and it looks a bit more spacious. So this will just be our little flooring for this floor. Yeah. Now down here, I need to add a little bit of a roof to this area. So we'll take some deep slate brick slabs. A little bit of contrast compared to the other white concrete here. And we can just fill this part in, and this won't be the flooring either for the inside floor. This will just be the part down here. and also continue it over here like that. Okay, so what we can do over here is we can take our old plants and just bring it back 2 blocks like this, and this will create another little balcony section to view out from here. So a wood material for the inside, and you can use spruce leaves, so it adds a little bit of color change and makes it and stops it looking completely black like this. And on the floor we can add the old plants again. Here I'll add some dark oak doors, and now we'll just add some black stained glass. So take your black stained glass and just line it up like this. So now over here, what you can do is take the white concrete and just sort of create a little kind of frame here, and you can take some quartz slabs and just place them along here. So it creates a little bit of a guardrail like so, and you can do the same here by another 5 blocks, and we can just fill it up like this. So it adds a little bit of a frame. Here we can add normal diorite. We can add some polished diorite on the corners here like so. You can add another layer. So it'll be 3 blocks each side, and now we can add some dark oak doors. And we'll take our spruce planks and just fill up the remaining part like this. And if you really want, you can also just add another layer like this of spruce planks. So this is our little outdoor balcony area completed. And then we have our top here. So over here, we would want to fully close this part, so break that and just add the white concrete like this, and we can just break off this part so you can have a slightly larger window. Same over here, just break these slabs and we can make this go all the way to the bottom, and you can just replace the ground with white concrete. And so you can just fill this area up with black stained glass panes instead, as it adds a little bit of depth. Same thing over here. Like so. And over here in the middle, we can add a little of a divider so that we can add something inside without it blocking the wall, the window. So here, once again, what you can do is bring these 2 blocks on either side and just raise the white concrete walls all the way to the top. Replace the ground with white concrete here, and just add some black stained glass panes like that. So over here, so what we will do here is just replace this floor and actually replace it with the oak slabs instead. And this will act as a little roof for the inside. The doors break up here, then just replace them. And yeah, and just continue onwards. And you'd want to fill up all of this space here until that mark, and we want to leave this sort of open, so like this. So you need stairs to actually get up, so you use these little slats. You can use some temporary blocks like this if needed. And we will have a pretty nice little elegant staircase here. Fish over here, we can add some spruce trapdoors to you to feel like it's a bit supported. And in fact, we can just add this all the way to the top, like so. So it adds a little bit of a barrier, and this gives a full clean look. And as you can see that this door here is a layer lower. So what we can do is take our plants and just fill up this area of tiles and the white concrete and make sure that you can't see them, like so. And then we can simply add a little bit of slabs like this to allow the people to go up the floor. So now there's easy access to go up here where they can enjoy the little balcony view. And the reason we use acacia over here is because it has a different type of color, and if you feel like it, you can also add a little bit of there and just use polystyrene to fill up that block there. Here we'll also use the slabs to connect the spruce wood. And you can use some black stained glass to act as a railing. Like this. Little railing so that it's a bit safer. It also adds to the overall aesthetic appeal. The flooring, you can choose whatever you wish. What I will do is I'll be using some jungle planks like so. So just click up like here we can just add the doors back again. Yeah. And so we have both. We actually should remove this little section and place this with white concrete and have this part be polished right up to the top there. And that just gives it a slightly better look overall. You can also replace that with the gray concrete. Over here for the pathway, what you can do is use normal diorite, or you can also use gravel. So first of all, just break off the grass and add your gravel. Really depends up to you. And here we can just use normal diorite, polished diorite, to add a little bit of a pathway like this. And just replace this area with gravel. And you might want to just fine-tune the gravel just to add a little bit more greenery if you feel that it will look better. After all, this is how you want to do it. In fact, you can just have grass altogether and no gravel. Here we'll have a little section for the car. So just break a little bit more blocks. You can use diorite here, or you can use gravel as well, whichever you want. Yeah. Now what you can do is take some azalea leaves, like so. You can maybe have a few flowering ones, like that, and just dot them around. A real nice nature's vibe to your build. You can also add a few here, perhaps maybe that one. Flowers. Now we'll go on to some lighting. I personally like using the ochre frog light and mangrove trapdoor combination. So for this, what we'll do is just break every other block like this, replace them with the frog light and add some mangrove trapdoors. What this will do is add a little spotlight type of feel and just adds to the overall modern look. And for up here, if we wish that we don't want to see the mangrove, we can just add some carpet here to hide it. And the side effect is that it will slightly glow upwards as well. And if you really wish, you can also break some of these blocks and add some frog lights like this with the trapdoors, like so. Over here, what I'd like to do is kind of punch out a little bit of a hole so that we can add one giant window. So what we can do is take out some spruce plants and just create an outer laying one block inside. So for the slabs here, we'll use some spruce slabs here, and continue like this. Now we will take some black stained glass paints and just add these over here, like so, and just gives a little different feel. If you wish, you can also add some gray concrete like so to separate it, but I prefer it like this. If you want, you can also connect this, however, then you will be able to see the floor over there. Now what we can do is take some decorated pots like this and add a flower pot on top, where you can add a few poppies or some flowers for some added decoration. And then you can take a slab like this, one step lower, and add a few flowers over here as well. Some outside daisy. And it just brings the place all together. And that is pretty much it for the build. Perhaps what you can do is take some normal oak leaves and slightly greener, denser, and you can just layer a bunch of it around the entire house. Just around the different bits of concrete, no need to put it everywhere. So now we can go in once again. I can go in once again here where you add these. And as you may have noticed, we need an entranceway for up here. So before we can also add these trapdoors. And we can also place the floor here. So here you can make a few holes and just add a little slabs here. Like this. Okay, and here you can add another decorative pot, some cornflowers. And I'm not gonna do any interior work here, then just add a few space plants like that. So this is the house complete. We have a final little 360 around the house. So that is it, guys. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you find it nice. I hope you can add this to your build, to your city. Please leave a comment for any other types of modern houses you would want, or any other tutorial builds that you'd like to see in the future. Thank you very much, and see you next time.